Few stories have been as extraordinary or as emotional as the one you're about to see. It begins with two women who give birth to two boys on the same day. 2 years later, they discover there's been a terrible mistake. Their babies had been switched at birth. Each has been raising the wrong child. What would you do? Would you keep the boy you'd brought up or swap him back? The decision the mums took shocked many. Today, each boy leads the life the other should have had. One's rich, one's dirt poor. 15 years on, you won't believe how it's all turned out. Robin and Gavin are two South African boys from opposite sides of the track. By rights, they should never have met each other. But they've been thrown together as brothers, all because of a gross human error 15 years ago. Their story starts in February 1989, during the middle of summer. In a maternity ward of a Johannesburg hospital, two single mothers give birth to Robin and Gavin within half an hour of each other. Despite being the only babies born that day, a nurse makes the most appalling mistake.
The tags were switched at birth. They didn't mark us immediately. And we went home with the wrong mothers.
I went with Megs and Robin went with Sandy. And that's all I can really say, because at the time I can't even remember what I was doing, but I started screaming.
But you went home with the wrong mother?
Yeah.
Gavin went home with Megs Clinton Parker. Robin with Sandy Dawkins. The boys lovingly raised as their own. But when Gavin was nearly 2, a paternity suit led to a DNA test and a dreadful discovery. He wasn't Megs' son.
You didn't reject him or anything?
Not at all. I think you can't reject a child that you've been so close to for 2 years, you know.
We first met the mothers 8 years ago when they spoke to Richard Carlton.
But, I mean, didn't you... Where's my baby? I mean, you knew you'd given birth
I
to
think,
something.
You see, initially I think you protect the one you've got. The first few days of shock. Then the curiosity comes. Well, hold on a second. It's not as easy as that. Where's my baby, you know?
And it was like somebody had electrocuted me. I went hysterical immediately. Because, I mean, you get told that the child you've been looking after for the last 20 months is not yours. He belongs to somebody else.
The single mothers then had to make the impossible choice between the little boys they loved or the babies they'd given birth to. Did you make the correct decision?
I don't think there is a correct decision. I don't think that everyone, even in the family, agrees with the way I did things, but I think they understood. But they were also glad it wasn't their choice, and they said, it's your choice, thank you. I'm glad we don't have to make it.
Now you come home from work and you look into those two blue eyes and he's only this big and you think, well, how the hell can that not be my child?
The mothers decided not to swap the boys back. And so they grew up 500 kilometres apart and in very different worlds. Robin in a single-parent household struggling to make ends meet on the fringes of Johannesburg. Gavin, of course, living Robin's life, raised in relative affluence in the south of the country, with Meg and his new stepfather.
You should try our swimming pool, Mum. You should try our
That's cool. That's when you go to. Then you're still cute, but now
You're worse.
When we met the boys again 4 years ago, they were 11 and seemed to have happily accepted their lot in life.
So how did you feel when you both met each other?
Man, I don't know. I was looking forward to because, like, having a brother would have been, like, so cool. Then I met Kev and it was, like, cool. I mean, we do things together. We get up to mischief sometimes, but at least we know each other. I mean, even if we weren't swapped, I don't think we would have had a good time because we're like brothers to each other.
Anything you would change, Gavin?
Anything I would change? No, nothing.
You used to want Mom, rather like it is now. Keep it like that.
Now, how's life? 4 years ago, 60 Minutes came and saw you. How's it been going?
There's been some up and downs, eh? There's been some hard times, there's been some good times. But yeah, that's life. Life swings you those things to make a better person out of you.
What are some of the downtimes?
Like coming back from holiday from Meg, I've missed her quite a lot. About 3-4 days after coming back from her, I'm having difficulty accepting the situation.
The advice, and I won't call it professional necessarily, it was welfare and some people, is that they felt that you can't put a child from a good environment and put him in a bad, and I know that sounds dreadful. You don't take a child out of an environment and put him in a worse environment. And I don't think Gavin would have survived. And by letting Gavin stay, I basically sacrificed Robin, didn't I? But I think he survived, and he's a lovely boy. But I knew he'd be resentful. I knew that. And I don't blame him. He's right.
It's not easy. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
Looking at this through older eyes, does it make you angry on reflection?
Yeah, it sometimes does. It's difficult. You know, if I've ever wanted anything, I've had to work towards it. I've never just had it come towards me. I'm not saying I've never had anything. What I'm saying is, Gavin gets things easy.
Do you feel sorry for Robin?
Not really.
Hey! Gavin and Robin are now 15 and see each other during the school holidays. But apart from the odd sporting interests like shooting and their mothers, today the boys have little in common. And when you see each other, what do you feel?
First 3 days or the rest of the holiday?
The first 3 days are great. The rest of the holiday is war.
World War III.
Yeah, war.
Why is it war?
We differ in a lot of ways. We're not like very, very good friends. We just see each other, and then that's that. Not hunting.
These teenagers are now growing apart. Gavin, the pragmatist, wants to move on, whilst Robin still struggles with the emotional burden of having two mums. Today they have a vastly different relationship with their biological mothers.
I do love her, and I miss her awfully a lot. I think of her, and me and my mum speak to each other almost every day on the telephone. So actually, when I put the telephone down, it's very difficult, because I think, wow, you know, she's getting older now. She's starting to slow down. When's it my chance to actually start knowing my mum?
The odd thing is that there's nothing specific. It's just some days you miss her more than other day. And it's just, I miss him so much every day. But I don't want to hurt Gavin with thinking that I love him less or something, you know.
It's a bloody awful dilemma. Does it consume you?
I can't let it consume me, because otherwise I can't be any good to them if I'm in pieces all the time. You've got to be strong, and they're strong. And they really are such good examples of a bad situation, you know. And
I know why. Come on, Gavin, don't walk by me.
Gavin is a bright, popular, well-adjusted young man who thinks much more about the future than the past. What do you wish and hope for in the future?
Basically, the whole good life, get rich, get famous, the usual.
What's the strongest emotion you feel about the fact that you are not with your real mother?
Well, it is a bit sad that I actually haven't got to know her, but, well, life's life. There's curveballs. You just got to get past them and move on.
It's that black and white for you?
Yeah.
Do you ever wish you had the contact with Sandy that Robin has with Megs?
It could be, but it's more if you have too much contact, the relationship starts going from a friend to now she's really becoming like my mother, and that would just like change the whole outcome of it.
It's now become critically important for me to get to know Gavin on a one-on-one basis, and to strengthen the bond that is there between Gavin and myself.
How long is it since you've seen Gavin?
2 years.
It's a long time.
It's a very long time.
See? Softer. Journey. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Very good.
I've always been a lonely guy. I've always never socialised with a lot of people.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I've had to go through life sorting out my own problems. I've never had a lot of luck with friends.
It's a Siamese fight, huh? It's one you've always wanted. Yeah. One I've always wanted. What do you think about it? I think he's beautiful.
Has Sandy been a good mother to you?
Yes, she has. She has been a good mother. She's given me a lot of huggings when I've needed it, and taught me the way of life. She's shown me. She's guided me. She's been with me through thick and thin.
Robin, could you ever swap?
Back.
Would you ever want to live with Megs, your real mum?
Let me put it this way. I'd love to. Okay, and Gavin would also love to, but I don't think it would work very long. Pass me that rock thing there, please, Mummy.
I've suffered depression. I've had 2 nervous breakdowns. It's, these days where more often than not I've said to people, I don't want your sympathy. I want somebody to listen and I want them to understand.
How do you think you'd handle it if Robin said, Mum, I want to go and live with Megs?
I wouldn't stop him because I know that he wants to go, and I don't know, just I suppose get to know where he really comes from. But by the same token, I would also want Gavin here.
But what if Gavin said, no, I don't want to come back to you. I don't want to live with you.
I've also looked at it from that point of view, and I'll be quite honest with you, I've actually closed it out of my mind because I don't know how I would handle it. I'd be very honest with you. I wouldn't know how to handle it.
Would you ever want to go and live with Sandy?
Not really. I'm happy down here.
You're happy with the life that you accidentally were given?
Yeah.
You happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Really?
In a way, yes. In a way, no. I mean, today's probably going to be one of the hardest days again. I mean, saying goodbye to my mum. It's not easy. It really isn't. But I've learned to live with it. And I said to myself, I'll see her again. And that's brought me through.
Yeah, but, short us?
This is an extended family, where the growing pains of a decision taken all those years ago are still being played out.
You're not even taking pictures.
Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, smile. It's the end of the holidays, time for another farewell. These mothers and sons are on an emotional journey that still has a hell of a long way to travel.
Cheers, Mum. See you.
Well, concession.
Look after yourself. As men have our pride. I used to say to myself, I'm not going to cry now, I'll cry later.
And do you cry later?
I know, because then I was really stupid.
Well, you shouldn't feel stupid, mate.
Yeah, I know. It is a difficult situation.
So you do see the day that you will get your son back?
I have to see that day. If that day's not there, then it has to be there. It's not negotiable.
You really do miss your boy, don't you?
I do.
Hello, I'm Tom Steinfort. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our Extra Minutes segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au, as well as the 9Now app.